Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Jovian Space Systems stream. I'm your commentator today, Aviation, ahead of our test of Skybound flight. Ahead of Skybound's static fire. All systems remain currently go at T-minus 14 minutes until we see those...
Proxima Steel and Vacuum Final Engine show has begun.
And, of course, there we have the Stage 1 on the pad ahead of its static fire. This is one of the key milestones ahead of the flight, as the next step will be a full integration cryo test, and then we'll move into a static fire, and finally a wet dress rehearsal ahead of launch no earlier than July 6th, in just about 14 days here. We may, if we doing well for our schedule, we may start static firing Flight 3's stuff ahead of its launch, but as of now, we are focusing on Flight 2.
Stage 1 fuel load complete. Replenish valve has opened.
And their fueling on Stage 1 is complete, as we are now replenishing that propellant, as we have still got about 13 minutes to go. Now, I see a question about chat about when is more fueling. Currently, we do not have time for more fueling. It is whenever we believe we are ready. So after this, the Stage 1 will be rolling back into the integration building ahead of final checkouts and integration with Stage 2. On your screen there, you can see the engine UI on the left, which indicates the performance of each engine. In the middle, you see the clock.
Yes, checkouts.
In the middle there, you see the countdown till T0. At the static fire, we will be commencing the static fire at T-minus 001 seconds, and we will be holding for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. On the right-hand side there, you can see the clock in the local New Zealand time. It is currently 7:33 a.m. Yes.
First, yes, testing under.
Indeed, it is night time, as it is currently 7:30 a.m. in winter in New Zealand. So therefore, it is quite dark outside currently. But it is starting to light up here. We are going to get this test underway.
Final weather check showing green. ALS and GOS have been powered on for flight, nominal data, and vehicle systems are switching to internal power.
Here you can see a onboard view of the vessel right here, looking down on the side of that Stage 1 tank. This is all we are available to show at the moment, as the others are used by the engineers. We hope to integrate some more cameras onto flight for the flight article.
Ground gas closeouts have started.
There have been no holds so far in the count. Everything is continuing normally. Yeah, the strongback is lowered a bit from its normal flight height, as we have no second stage for the arm to grab onto. If at T-minus 5 seconds during the launch we have 2 or more failures, we will be aborting but that is not today. That is during the launch, as we only have 3 engine out redundancy, and we would like to start with only 1 engine failure if possible. But hopefully throughout the static fire, all the engines will ignite for a full duration burn, which is approximately 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and all will go well. The code has been completely rewritten for Skybound ahead of its next flight, with more stringent FTS rules and stronger FTS charges, so we don't have a repeat where our FTS failed to destruct the vehicle last flight. There may be some more tests this weekend. We are not going to release anything publicly at the moment, as we after the static fire we will be inspecting the vehicle to see if anything, what went well and what didn't on the vehicle.
Stage 1 pogo bleed procedure has started.
And there that pogo bleed to avoid those self-induced oscillations in the engines, which could lead to serious issues with them later down the line. All is calm here at the Mahia pad as we get closer and closer to that T0 here. We thank our great mission controllers.
Testing and TVC checkouts have been completed. Nominal checkout.
Where we have heard in these, we greatly appreciate these mission controllers here at Jovian Space Systems, as they do amazing work here. So if you are interested, please join. The link is in the description, and apply through the forms, and we will interview you as soon as possible.
All restricted areas have been cleared for test. Hold.
And there we have had a hold during the count, waiting to hear news on why from the mission controllers.
This is range. We have a plane flying into the restricted area, currently working to get it out. This is range. The plane has gone out of the restricted area. We are clear to unhold count. On my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark.
And there we go, a few issues with the count there, as we did do some recycling there. On that vehicle, you can hear that little psh noise. That's the engines doing a purge every time we hold, just to make sure that no debris gets in.
Restricted areas have been cleared for testing period today.
Good news there that all the restricted areas are now clear as we close into that count. I saw a good question in chat. How long can it hold? Skybound can hold for about 10 to 15, maybe 20 if we're really pushing it, minutes before we get into a scrub. A scrub is when we will
stage one tanks pressurizing for test.
Is when we have to detank the vehicle and try again another day. Scrub could happen for many reasons, like an issue with the vehicle, a stuck pressure valve, or range violations past a certain point. We do have a final abort, which will not lead into a scrub, which is T minus 10 seconds. Anything past T minus 10 seconds, we will unfortunately be scrubbing if we abort.
Back has retracted to 87.5 degrees. Pre-launch position, arm for full retraction for test.
Sorry if you didn't hear me there. It's about 15 to 20 minutes we can hold for before a scrub, and we've used 1 minute of that up.
Skybound is on internal.
So, like I was saying, past T minus 10 seconds, if we were to initiate a hold, that would unfortunately be a scrub, but all systems are currently go. As we count down. T minus 4 minutes now. We should be seeing a nice full duration burn of 2 minutes and 45 seconds. This will give us useful data on the engines. This will be the most data we have ever gotten from engines, as we only got about 30 seconds in flight last time with multiple failures, so hopefully everything goes well.
Proxima engines are priming for test.
We can recycle if needed when holding. So if we pass a checkpoint, e.g., strong back retract, and the strong back does not retract,
ALS and GLS have taken control of the count.
If we if the strong back did not retract for whatever reason, that would cause a hold, and we would recycle back to the point where the strong back is to retract from the vehicle and try retract that again. If not, we would probably hold for longer and
Stage 1 has been pressurized for flight levels.
Good news there, the stage 1 is now pressurized for the test levels. We will be doing a full throttle test today.
This is LD. I know, gonna go pull for today's static fire test. Range. Go. Propellant. Go. Propulsion. Go. Range. Go. Copy. Go for static fire test. Full duration set at 2 minutes 45 seconds. Full duration.
And there we go. We just heard that news there that we are go to continue with the countdown to T-minus 25. We'll then do a final status check with all the stations again. And if we pass that, we will be continuing.
High flow purge procedure has started. Proxima engines are primed and chilled for flight.
Hopefully hopefully everything goes well here, as we are trying to complete a static fire.
Stage one is fully loaded. Replenish valve has closed. Pushbacks have started.
We do definitely have that some pressure relief valves in case anything were to go wrong, where we would save the vehicle if needed.
Vehicle has correct data. Flight data is now logging.
Alright, now T-minus 1 minute here. I will be quiet for the start of the static fire so you all can hear it. Those mighty 9.
Proxima engines are go for test. Igniters are armed. Go for ignition at T-minus 3 seconds.
And those Proxima engines there, they're mighty. Proxima, we have 9 of them on the first stage here.
Skybound is in startup. Flight computers are taking over count. Final status check. Propulsion. Go. Range. Go. Propellant. Go. Copy. Go for
T-minus 30 seconds here.
Proxima engines are configured for flight. Skybound is configured for test. Go for test.
Past that
T
hold.
minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. 1 out. Almost startup sequence.
And there you saw on that UI the startup sequence being all staggered, nice and nominal. We will now be at T-minus 1 second for the 2 minutes 45 second duration burn.
Thrust parameters are nominal.
There you can see
TVC
a
check.
slight gimbal test there.
Propulsion is nominal. All systems are nominal.
Just look at that glow there in the cage of the launch mount. Just see that mighty orange
That systems are good, are in good health. Fuel temps and pressures are nominal. Fuel usage rates are nominal. Propulsion is nominal.
The mighty roar of the engines continuing there as we are now about a minute, I want to say, into this test. There we have
Plus
had
1 minute
another
15.
failure.
All systems nominal. 2 out. Look over data.
And more are failing as we get to the end of the test, which is good data for us. It's going to tell us what's failing.
Center out.
It appears we are having some serious issues with the propulsion here, continuing a static fire.
Vehicle health looks nominal. Propulsion is suboptimal, however, still acceptable.
And there we just had that shutdown sequence there. Appears we have had a good test here, waiting on confirmation.
Down commanded. Shutdown commanded. Look over data. This is LD. Nominal test. 3 engines out. However, good data all in all. Good propulsion throughout. We are go to start detecting procedures. Nominal data through.
Right, there we heard the nominal callouts there, which means everything is going well. And we did get confirmation there that we did have some engines out. We will be looking over that data to try and fix those engines. It does not look like any exploded, which means that would have been a commanded shutdown before things went wrong. So hopefully they won't need many repairs, and hopefully it was just a preventative measure. We may tweak a few of the settings for shutdown on the engine or other systems like that, but right now that's all I've got to say. We thank you for watching. This has been a very nominal test. Give us useful data ahead of our second flight, and we thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you soon.